Operating System and Smart TV. WebOS 5.0. So what is new in WebOS 5.0? First and foremost, WebOS will feel familiar to you if you have used it in the past. There are no major changes to the overall form, so all navigation goes through the menu at the bottom where you can place your favorite app icons. Some apps such as Netflix or YouTube support AI preview, which means that services can highlight recommended content above the icon, much like the preview function found on other TV platforms. Support is still limited to a handful of partners that take advantage of LG's API, which is a consequence of the decision to limit the feature for WebOS 4.5 or later. Smaller streaming providers are just not incentivized to spend the time required to implement the API because support is limited to relatively few TVs. If LG had made AI preview available across its WebOS-based TVs, by updating WebOS on existing TV, the situation would have looked very different. Another example of this is the fact that new apps such as Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus are limited to more recent versions of WebOS, despite running perfectly well on relatively cheap Apple TV or Roku devices that are several years old, and have received continuous OS updates. We fear that this situation will only escalate as new streaming services launch: HBO Max, Peacock, Quibi, Google Stadia, Microsoft xCloud, etc. So while LG CX offers most relevant streaming apps at this time, that may not be the case a few years from now. Content preview support has enabled LG to launch a new section for recommended content, see Aladdin picture on the right, in WebOS 5.0 that can be brought up by clicking the search icon in WebOS's bottom menu. It can find content from across multiple sources including TV channels, YouTube, Netflix, Rakuten, and Amazon, but not most other international or local streaming services, which limits its usefulness. Again, streaming providers would be much more incentivized to spend the time required to implement the API if LG had made this functionality available on all of the million of WebOS-based TVs, by continuously updating WebOS, in the wild. Corporate decisions not to update software usually come back to bite. LG and Apple have begun rolling out AirPlay 2, HomeKit and the Apple TV app to LG TVs, again limited to more recent WebOS versions. At the time of testing, the Apple TV app had not been approved for 2020 LG models, but AirPlay 2 and HomeKit were implemented. AirPlay 2 allows you to push media content, including videos, music and photos, wirelessly from an iOS or macOS device onto the TV, while HomeKit is Apple's platform for the connected home. Be aware that AirPlay 2 in TVs lacks some features from the Apple TV box, such as the ability to output TV audio wirelessly to AirPlay 2 compatible speakers or receivers. There are a few links that has been provided in the YouTube description box. This include discounts, as well as unique products that you cannot come across in Google search. I earn a small commission if you buy anything from that link. Please buy me a beer. If you have any clarification, comment below the video. I will try my best to clear your doubts. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my video, please subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you will get my new videos. Also, don't forget to hit on like button. Thanks for watching. You are listening to Jason Peter, signing off. Have a good morning, good evening, or good night, whichever part of the world you are. Take care.